Welcome to your daily channeled message. This is the Peace Dealer, and I feel good. I feel amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I feel pretty incredible. And I hope you feel incredible too. Extraordinary, amazing. I speak upon blessings that wave over you, and I hope that you're watching this triggers greater excitement in your life. I have really good news. It applies for the week ahead and is specifically triggered by this new moon in Scorpio. There is a taboo wisdom that you're going to integrate in your life. It's a realization about reality and you that is, in its purest sense, taboo. It's not necessarily something that's socially acceptable. It's a realization about your life and abilities that in the integration of, in order to stand up for, will make you revolutionary. Because majority of people who don't believe in themselves or still allow themselves to be chained down by social norms won't allow themselves the privilege of exercising their sovereignty and authority. You're not one of those people. You are going to, I sincerely hope, really trust yourself on this one. That you'll know how this feels because it's like an inner part of you is pushing you to do something that is not socially acceptable, but is inherently authentic to you, so you better do it, okay? This comes threefold. Mutable, cardinal, fixed. The mutable form of this awakening, this awakening induced by this new moon, is the magic portion, where similar to how, and I'm not going to get too astrological with this, but I will. This is instituted by Jupiter and Sag squaring Neptune and Pisces. You know how in order for a camera to focus, it needs to kind of defocus. Sometimes it like pixelates, it's foggy, and then it focuses sharp. This magical activation is going to bring that diffuseness of Neptune, and it's going to deliberately deceive and confuse you concerning situations and experiences in your life that you will not see well. You will not see clearly. By the way, everything that I'm saying, even though this is about the new moon, is either already happening or happened. So this new moon is just going to trigger the catalyst, more so the fixed portion of this. When it comes to the experience of your life, when it comes to how you're perceiving things, everything, let's just say you've been in that unclear space where the camera's still, defining, and now that camera is defining crystal clear, and for the first time in your entire life, you're ready to now see sharper. Let's say you've been seeing in HD, you're seeing in 4K now. Unless you're a Sagittarius, you were born with 4K vision, in a system that didn't support 4K, so people couldn't see it sharply, and the system is now upgrading to support 4K. And that's just an analogy, okay? So the next phase of this, so this is gonna apply towards just like how you perceive reality. This is especially going to apply towards the subconscious receptivity you have over the opinions of other people who have conditioned you to make you feel like you're crazy, you're not. To make you feel like you're delusional, you're not. Even if what you're doing is like contextually crazy. Even if what you're doing is contextually out of the norm of what's normal, you're not delusional, honey. You're not delusional, my friend. You're not crazy, okay? You're evolving. And this evolution is bridging in an instability that is stabling through the process, and it's going to come off as crazy. That's no one's business but you, because they're not doing the work for you. You are. So this is very sensitive for people because they feel like they have to be right all the time. No, you don't. Sometimes you have to make a mistake to correct that mistake, and it's not really a mistake because corrective measures come from authorities, none of which can really be a true authority over you. Next part of this is the power. Mutable signs manifest power. So, this comes twofold. To honor the mutability of duality. You're going to receive this upgrade and you're going to give this upgrade. Definitively, an aspect of your power is going to activate that you're going to receive from a catalyst and triggering force that will pretty much just bombard you with a true activation. And that can manifest in any way. Someone can directly punch you in the gut and that activates your powers. Someone can sing to you. The whole purpose of this is you're gonna receive it, and then as a catalyst, you are also going to express this out in response to that catalyst, manifesting your supernatural ability, triggering the transformational quality of the Scorpio to emerge it out in the light of Sagittarius to be seen. This is like breakthroughs in telekinesis. Instead of just like, whoosh, it actually moves, okay? Now, this can also happen reverse, where you do it first and then you receive it. It's either or. Finally, the last part of this is the fixed, the actual, which can take place in a possession that you may have had since childhood, or you may have recently acquired this, but you may not have known that that item was charmed by some witches, or like it has some type of juju on it. So because your perception, which was activated first, has changed, there is an item. For some of you, it'll be more than one. There is an item that has been charmed, one that's close to you, one that will call itself out, that you're going to see is sentient. It's kind of like Donald Blake and Thor, who had the stick that turned him to Thor, right? You're going to now connect with a physical possession. For some of you, if it's not physical, it's conceptual. It's an idea, it's a concept that is going to connect with you, that you're going to work extensively with, that's going to help trigger and maintain this power. Think Moses and his staff. The staff was symbolic of Moses' power. Think Thor and his hammer. The hammer is symbolic of Thor's power. Well, this is reaching out to you. And this is going to be paranormal. This is going to be weird. Some of you, especially Moon and Geminis, like, you're going to hear this object talking to you. You're going to think you're crazy. You're not crazy. You're supernatural. The understanding of your multi-dimensional self in relation to the social norms of what is normal is crazy. The tapping, and this is Uranus, the tapping into Uranian vibes and Neptunian vibes are outside the system of Saturn. It's crazy and it's strange. Is it crazy and strange? No, it's genius and divine. So I'm just letting you know, if you're doing this right, you should feel crazy, because you're breaking through old social norms to establish a new normal. And when you establish a new normal, it's crazy, okay? Homosexual people getting married to people born in the 50s, that's crazy. They didn't do that back then. Gay people didn't marry each other, right? Women voting back like when the suffrage movement reached its prime, that new normal was crazy. Women couldn't vote, okay? This is just like the progressive change in this sense, where everything is focused, bridging in changes since 1776 that crystallizes even crazier. So, when you are tapping into your gifts, when you are tapping into your multidimensionality, it should feel crazy. Is it crazy? No, you're evolving. But don't let, because one thing that is really ticking me off is that people who are well distinguished, amazing people, keep apologizing. Like, I'm sorry if I'm coming off as weird. I'm sorry if I'm creeping you out. And that's conditioning. That's because you've dealt with narcissists. You've dealt with people who enforce these stupid ass social norms about what's normal when nothing is normal. And you have allowed yourself unconsciously to live up to them when you are amazing. You're greater than that. You don't have to apologize to anyone. And please stop apologizing to me, the peace dealer, for being weird. You don't have to apologize for being yourself. You need to be proud of it. So let me be the one person you come to. Hopefully I'm not the one person, but don't feel bad for sharing your innermost thoughts with me. Some people take it too far and they come off as stalkery because they're not with integrity, but most of you do, and you should never feel ashamed for sharing these innermost parts with me. The reason why you do is because you've been conditioned to feel shame about it by losers, by idiots who refuse to acknowledge your true self and rather would like to influence and maintain a version of you in their head because of the safety net of what they think is normal. You are not here to be normal. You are not here to gain conventional success that the world wants you to gain. You're here to fulfill your destiny that's cosmic in nature. There are forces in the stars that supersede the laws you live here. And sometimes you gotta break the law, okay? Just like revolutionary Americans broke the law to make this country. They said, fuck you to Europe, threw out the T and said, we're not paying taxes anymore. They had to break the law, revolutionary, to institute this new ironic law that has us pay taxes, as if that's not the most ironic thing ever. But hey, it is what it is. We're gearing in for a new revolution anyway. And if you're ready to establish this new normal, which is really just your cosmic multidimensional self, congratulations. You deserve it. You worthy. You smart. You valuable. And until next time, peace.